Well, good morning, hope you're all doing well. So, we're finally on the last day of my trip to Canada again this year, so we've come out to a brand new location. I'm standing on a bridge currently because we're going to go and explore this waterfall which is down further in there, but it's a bit of a bushwhack through to get to it. So Adam and I are going to go and explore the area and see what we can find. But yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic trip this time. The workshops went great. We got to explore some lovely places, and I've managed to get quite a few images I'm really happy with on this trip. So yeah, fantastic. So today's the last day. We're going to go and explore this area. Then tomorrow I head back to the UK, and I've got about 4 days before I pick up Adam and we go up to Glencoe to go and do some more workshops. Sorry, I had to interrupt that there because I nearly got flattened by a logging truck. Anyway, yeah, so I've got about 4 days before I pick Adam up from the airport because he's coming over to the UK. We've got 2 workshops in Glencoe. So then we're going to head up there and we're going to get some more different content up there as well. So yeah, it's been fantastic to kind of get all of these different locations happening just now. So really keen to get down into here to see what we can find. So let's go. Okay, it's too sunny now, mate. Huh? It's going to get too sunny now. Now we can hear the waterfall, but as you can see, we're making our way down here, and it's pretty sketchy looking. It's really steep down here, but it may be a case of trying this. We might have to wander up and down here until we find a way into it, because it sounds promising. It sounds as though we've got plenty going on. It's just getting there. So we've managed to get down here in one piece, kind of. But as you can see behind me here, it's so messy. It's just yeah, there's just stuff everywhere. There's loads of deadfall and everything in here. So I'm not sure it's going to work. So it might be a case of trying to follow this stream further down and see if we can kind of get to that other waterfall we could hear before. But if I pan you around now and show you what we've just come down, it's a bit risky. Yeah, we just came all the way down from up there, and it's yeah, it's a bit sketchy, so definitely one to look out for, but I'm sure there's going to be something in here. It's just a matter of finding it. Well, we can hear it and we can see it through the trees. However, getting to it is going to be a bit of an issue. We're standing on pretty much on the top of a rocky outcrop, on the top of a ravine basically, and it's just sheer face all the way down. So it's going to be a case of seeing if there's an easier way to get to this. Looking at the other side over here, it looks just as bad, to be honest. It looks as though it's a steep cliff all the way down, so I don't know whether it's going to be possible to get down there or not, but it looks as though it's got loads of potential if we can kind of get there and get a clear shot of it, because it looks quite a clean waterfall down there. So we've kind of given up on that bushwhack through there. We could see those waterfalls, but there's just no way of getting down to them. So we've headed down to a beach that Adam's been to before, and I just wanted to kind of have a look around here and see if there's anything to photograph. Obviously I'm not going to be here in the morning, I've got to catch the flight back, so I wanted to make the most of today and try and find something at least. And there's plenty here to work with. If I just kind of turn you around this direction, you can see behind me over this way we have the mountains off in the distance there, and then out this way we have all this coast and the mountains off on the mainland in that direction. So I'm just going to have a wander around here, see what I can find. Hopefully I can find something. The light's not the greatest at the minute, it's a bit flat, but maybe we can find some rock patterns or something to work with. Now I've found a little shot here, and it's using these taffany rocks that I was shooting the other day further along the coast here, and also on Hornby Island as well. And they've got all of these beautiful pock marks, and they're really quite characterful. So I'm using these, and the shot I've seen is using these boulders here as kind of the foreground, and using a long exposure to kind of smooth this water out around it, because I really like the way that effect works here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that to my advantage, use this in a square crop. And I was thinking about completely just isolating these and just focusing in on these boulders, but then I quite like the backdrop as well. So what I'm going to do is a blend of both, and I'm going to show you on the back of the camera what I mean by that. So you'll see I've got this square format fitted up, and what I've got is the mountains off in the distance there, and these rocks and boulders with the water moving around it, which I really, really like. Now, in order to make this work, I'm going to have to use a 10-stop filter to get my desired effect. I've tried around 8 seconds somewhere on there. It's not quite enough. You've still got quite a lot of motion going on in the water, and it kind of makes it look a little messy. So I want to make this as simple as possible. However, the problem I've got is as you can see back here, is that off in the distance you've got those mountains, you've got those really dramatic clouds with the textures in them. And if I do too longer exposure, that's going to smooth all that out. Any motion in those clouds is going to make those move. So what I'm going to have to do is take a shot for that, and then a shot for the water. So basically I'll do the shot for the background with a fast shutter speed to freeze the motion, stop those clouds moving to get the most of the dramatic looking clouds. And then with this one, I'm going to pop a 10-stop filter on, case filter. And then you'll see when I adjust this, I'm going to probably be at about 2 minutes. Yeah, about a 2-minute exposure to get the best of that. Now you can see that that's about right with my exposure there. I might have to go a little longer, so it might end up being 4 minutes. So any motion that was in those clouds would just be a complete mess. So that's why I'm having to split the two different shots. But I think it's going to work. Nice simple square crop. Hopefully it all turns out. And here's that shot. I've literally not moved, I've just spun myself around, and I've seen another shot that will work quite well as a pano format. Now I like the square crop here, but I think the pano works well here. We've got 2 spits of land coming down from the right straight into the ocean here, and there's kind of layers to this. So you've got these 2 spits coming down, and then there's an island off in the distance, and then beyond that we've got the mountains of the mainland as well. So this is the first section that's going to lead in from the bottom of that frame, and then beyond that we have the next layer of it, which is this one here. So this one is the second part that leads you in. So you've got that first layer, the second layer, and then beyond me back over this way we have the ocean, and then we have that island and the mountains in the distance there. Now it would be nice to have a bit more light, at least back on the mountains, so that the eyes led through the scene right back to it, and that might happen. It might just be a little case of just waiting a little bit for that to happen. But again, similar way of working to the last shot, and I'll show you what I mean. So I have this pano set up, you can just see it now. I'm focused on the first bit of land that's coming in from the right. Now you can see the way I've kind of made everything work and lined it all up is I've got the island that's way back over that way. That's kind of on the top third, the top line of the top third, and on the left-hand side. If you could just follow your eye across from that, you've got the mountains of the mainland in there, and then we've got a spit of land coming off the other side. So what I've got is, I've got this first section, second section, and then in the third, you've got the mountains and that island off in the distance there. So it's going to be another roughly about a 2-minute long exposure again with the 10-stop filter on to smooth all of this out. Because I haven't got any light, I want to flatten this sea off as much as possible to simplify the image and at least kind of give it that ethereal feel. So that's what I'm going to aim for here. So I'm going to focus on that first one. Simple settings again. I'm at ISO 100, f16, 2-minute exposure, 10-stop filter. And I'm going to take another shot for the background, same as I did with the first shot, so that any motion in the clouds isn't going to streak and just cause a mess. Because I haven't got that light, any motion in the clouds I don't think is going to work for me, at least personally anyway. So I want to retain that texture and detail back there. So I'm going to grab that shot now. Hopefully it turns out, and if it did, here's that shot.